to let your CV do your biddings? Well, I've decided to just recoin the topic as learning to market yourself with your CV. Okay, learning to market yourself with your CV. The outline of the presentation as shown on the board. Can you see clearly? It's a pity that we cannot use the original venue that is prepared for this program. I just hope that we'll be able to make the best out of what we have to present here today. Now, I'll talk about, I will introduce the subject matter, define what a CV is, reasons for rejecting a candidate when you are applying for a job, then the information that we expect to have on your CV, how long should a CV be, what makes a good CV, samples of good CV will be shown here. Then beyond your CV, what do you need? Can your CV get you a job? No. It's okay, we are going to still talk about that. Then I will conclude and we have further reasons. No doubt about it, we are in a society that changes continuously, and because the population is rising on a daily basis, then it means we are going to be competing for few opportunities in the society. In the olden days, before you even graduate as a student, we have companies coming from different parts of the country to come and conduct interviews, and so people, it's not impossible that some people even get employed even before you complete your program. It's no longer the case these days. Of course, the number of reasons are responsible for this. I will give you an example of what happened, or maybe I will give you a statistic of what happened. The number of people that are applying for the interview conducted by the Nigerian police. I think it was conducted last week or so. 133,300 applicants applied for that job, out of which only 6,000 will be required. So you can imagine the number of times the people that apply for the job is compared to what is available. So because we have a number of people that will apply usually, and we have a number of people that are qualified. When you say you are qualified, you also have thousands of people that are also qualified. So how do you now differentiate yourself? How do you market yourself? Because this is about what you have. How do you package it properly in a manner that will impress the employer to tell them that you are actually the best candidate for that job? So this is what we are going to talk about today. Now, a CV, the full name is Curriculum Vitae or Resume. It's simply a document that highlights your skills, achievements, and experience in such a manner that the reader will be motivated to meet you. Because when you are to apply for a job, you have to send in some document of which your CV will be part of it. That is the document that will showcase your skills, achievements, and what you have to offer, to the employer. So you don't have the opportunity of meeting them, but when you present it, then that will give you the opportunity. If it is properly packaged, then that will motivate the employer to want to have a meeting with you, and that is the interview. Otherwise, if something will be rejected at that level, meaning that your chance of getting that job, has been lost. Okay, the objective of a CV is not actually to get the job, but to, give you the opportunity of meeting the employer. When you meet the employer, then you have the opportunity to showcase whatever you have. But without that, of course, you can't jump that step. So since we have a multitude of candidates that will apply for a single vacancy, most employers will just look at, just scan through your CV in a matter of seconds, and will decide whether to be shortlisted for that job or to just throw it into the waste basket or into the dustbin, because if it is not properly packaged and is not what is required by the employer, they don't have the time to invite you for the interview, before they ask you to go, so they can just screen you out right from that time. So what are the reasons that will lead to rejecting a candidate even before you appear before the interview panel? These are some of the reasons that have been identified based on a survey carried out by people in the past. Now, employers responded that CVs with spelling mistakes or typos constitute 61% of the applicants that you will get. Once you have a CV, if it is not properly prepared and you just prepare it carelessly without ensuring that you don't have any typo, any spelling mistakes and the rest of them, your CV will just end up in a waste basket. Again, CV copied that copied large amount of wording from the job posting constitutes 41% of the candidates that they will reject, even at CV screening level. So it means you have to watch out all this so that you don't belong into, your this thing will not fall into that category. Then we also have those that will have inappropriate email address, those that include list of skills or that don't include list of skills. CV that are more than 2 pages long. All these are most likely to render your CV being rejected by the employer. And what are the information that should be contained on your CV? Of course, you must have your personal details. Normally we expect to have your name, your address, date of birth, telephone number, and your email address, because we are in the era of IT. Usually they will pass information to you either through your phone or to your email addresses. So if you don't have the correct email address, then it means that that is the first step towards losing that job. And you know that it's an opportunity. Jobs are not there again. So if you have an opportunity of appearing or of applying for one, you have to just package yourself properly such that you will not miss that opportunity. Okay, should you put your passport photograph on your CV? Well, there is a school of thought that belongs to not putting it, because you could be discriminated against right from that level, and maybe by part of your appearance or whatever, somebody will just decide, develop something against you without knowing you before. So if it is not specifically requested, you may not put your passport photograph on it. Okay, you have to put your educational background qualifications, such as to state your university, the period of attendance. Usually you say you attended an institution between so and so years. You don't just put University of Ilorin and you put 2018. When did you come in? When did you graduate? That information is very important. Then for your degree is just to read that year you graduated. So you have to do that with date. It is advisable that you mention the grade or the class of your degree when you have very good degrees, class of degree. If you have a first class, for example, you put it boldly there so that they will know that yes, this is different from others. Okay? Or if you narrowly miss a first class degree, you can put your CGPA there so that they will know that, oh, this guy narrowly missed the first class or 2-1 or whatever. Except when your grade is poor, you can just decide to be silent about it. So, again, you need to include your work experience. In stating this, you are to endeavor to use action words such as develop, plant, and organize, etc. For example, you can put it like this: all of my work experiences have involved working with a team-based culture. This involved planning, organization, coordination, and commitment, and the rest of them. So you don't just put your experience there. You need to really say something, just a brief thing about it. Since you are fresh graduate, or you are going to be fresh graduate, but by the time you complete your program, said those that have undergone, maybe those that came in through direct entry, probably they have already worked somewhere. I believe most of you are fresh, will be fresh graduates by the time you leave this university. So the only experience that you can talk about is your IT, your industrial training experience. It's part of it. You package it properly. The things that you usually do when you go on IT, make sure that you include them. And for those of you that work maybe in a shop, in a bar, in a restaurant, also package it. It's not no experience is wasted. Again, you talk about information, the sections that we are to have on the CV, which includes skills. Usually we talk about languages, use of languages. You know, you can put, you know, you are effective in, or you have effective skills in, you know, English language, for example. And if you are also fluent in some other languages, you can state them there because that may be an advantage to you. Again, you can talk about your computer experience. What are the software packages that you are, you know, proficient in? You can state some of them, such as Microsoft Access, Excel, and if you know how to design a web page, then you can also include it here. It is not impossible that somebody will take interest in those skills. And again, if you know how to drive, you can also put it here. You have a driver's license or leadership skills. All these will be included in the CV. Hobbies and interests are also part of what we expect to have in your CV. For example, you don't just put many passive solitary hobbies in your CV. For example, you just say hobbies, reading, traveling, and the rest of them like that. Going extra mile to explain what you do, you know, will add more value to you because it will create an impression that you actually do this. It's not just mentioning. A lot of people just mention hobbies that they don't actually partake in. So you need to mention them. For example, travel. You just traveled to Kano and you have, you know, experience with some people. You need travel alone, so that to create the impression that this is you know, a kind of you know, group you know, exercise, that it was not carried out by you alone. It was done along with others. By then they will be able to evaluate your, you know, ability to work in a team. Likewise, we talk about reading. You can also cite an example that you usually help younger pupils who have reading problems, you know, in their distance. In that way, you have demonstrated that you not only read, you help people in the process. Then another interest that is relevant to the job can also be stated or mentioned on the CV. Now, these days we have undergraduate students that are doing very good final year project work that can be published. Either if the work has been presented in the conference that is published as a conference paper, you mention it, or it has been published in a journal article, or if you have written an essay in the past that you feel experience the content, when you do it, it makes you to be a bit different from somebody that has not done that. And that, you know, last from the question. Or if it's a technical report that you have written before, you also try to say to them, yeah. If they are published online, you can state the website address on it. References is also something that is very important, that is usually required on the CV. Usually they have to submit a list of 2 or 3 referees that they may have to check, to make some background checking about you, to find out your you know, just to find out about you, whether what you have submitted or what you claim on your CV is actually correct or not. At this stage, we expect that you either use the HOD of the department, your project supervisor when you are here, or any lecturer that you are familiar with in the department that can say something about you. This aspect is very important, and that is the more reason why you have to behave yourself properly when you are here, so that if anything should be written on you, in an honest manner, then it will be something that will favor you, either towards getting that job or towards maintaining you on that job. We have seen, when I was the HOD, I've seen several letters from different companies checking our graduates here, our past students, about what they claim on their CV and their application letter. Some have been put on the job, but just maybe on provisionary level. So they need to come and check whether the information or whatever was claimed in their CV is actually correct. So at that point, whatever we write is very important. Okay, very, very important, because we are going to write just exactly as you are. Not that nobody will write anything that will make you to lose the job, but that is if you behave properly while you are here. Because at the same time as we are rating you, they are also rating us. If we write anything that is not true about you, and eventually they find out over there, maybe in the course of the job, it means we have a second thought about our evaluation, and we won't like that to happen. As much as we would not like to disadvantage you, in getting a job or in retaining you in a job that you have secured, you also need to mind your conduct here. It's very important. Don't think that we are not unmindful of what you do here. Even though you are made, but sometimes we still identify you by the way you interact with us, or the way you act in the class. Okay, so when you are submitting information concerning reference, make sure that you put the name, the position, the workplace address of the referee, as well as his email address and telephone number. That's very important. Okay, what should be the length of a CV? As a matter of fact, there are no absolute rules guiding this. However, generally a new graduate CV, such as your student, by the time you graduate, we don't expect your CV to be longer than 2 pages of A4 paper. Otherwise, you are most likely to bore your would-be employer before you get here. In a survey carried out in America some times ago, it was discovered that 35% of employers preferred that your CV should just be a one-page document. It should not be more than a page. That's 35% of the people that responded to that survey said that they prefer that you don't have your CV going longer than 2 pages. I mean 1 page. Why 19% said that they don't like it to be more than 2 pages. Of course, others said the length depends on the position that is applied for. So what the message we are trying to pass here, simply to tell you that you have to be mindful of what you write on your CV. You shouldn't say that because you can write anything. If you can write anything and it's so lengthy that it's not going to interest the people that advertise for different posts, then it means you have lost that opportunity of meeting them. And if you are not called for the interview, it means you have screened yourself out right from the level of submitting your CV. However, as much as you are trying to shorten the length of your CV, that is not to say that you are going to omit important points here. Items that are very important will still be retained here. At the same time, you try not to make sure that you don't crowd something together. Now, what are the things that make a good CV? What are the things that when you put on your CV or when you prepare your CV, what are the things that will make you to stand out among the crowd of people that are applying for the job? Okay. One important point here is that you should try to minimize the content. Try to reduce the length of the CV. Don't make it to be extremely too lengthy, as we have said earlier. Otherwise, that can easily be, categorized as those that go into the dust bin. Then again, you have to make sure that you take time to change your CV for each role that you apply for. There will be a number of applications or a number of adverts calling for people to apply. Don't submit just a single CV to all those places, particularly when they have different roles. Okay? Try to just tailor your CV to that particular application or that particular advert. That's very important. Don't be lazy to just send a single CV to several places. Now, you are also to include a personal statement. Trying to include a personal statement, you don't take for granted that employer will see how your experience is related to their job. It's not their responsibility. As much as possible, they want to reduce the time spent, evaluating your CV, and for them to be able to just make a decision. That's very important. So it is your responsibility. Make sure that you include all necessary information that will help you in your application. Okay. Again, don't leave out gaps that may not apply to you. Well, maybe when you need to change job, or when God forbid you lose your job and you need to apply for another one. Of course, maybe there is a period of time that you were jobless. We just try to fix in something there so that it will not appear as because that will raise some suspicion that what is happening during this period of time. That's very important. You will endeavor not to miss out any gap on your CV. Then you're also trying to update it from time to time. Ensure that it is up to date. Every time you do something that is significant, take note of it so that you can include it in your CV, even though you are not applying for a job at that time, so that when you need to submit your CV to a place, then you can be sure that it will be up to date, so that you don't leave out any important item in your career in something. Then you should also try to avoid avoidable errors. Employers do look for mistakes on CVs. They're trying to find mistakes on your CV so that you can quickly just throw it into the waste basket. Okay? Try to avoid the mistakes. I've had the opportunity of interviewing some applicants, and you see all sorts of discrepancy in the information on the CV in terms of the time, they attended primary school and the rest of them. They are not so clearly we can see that this is not a properly prepared CV, and what will happen at that stage just be to discard the something. Again, you have to be honest in whatever information you put on the CV. That's very important. You have to be honest. Don't say what you don't have. Okay? Don't say what you don't have. The program that you don't know how to do, don't put it there. Otherwise, you can be caught easily at the time of interview, because when they ask questions about it, then it means that you won't be able to answer the question properly, and you will suspect that you have lied about that particular item on the CV. Not only that, they may not suspect you at that stage. Maybe you already have the job, and like I said, they will do background checking, and if eventually they now find you that you have lied in your CV, then it means they will disengage you from that service, and that is the worst thing. not to get the job is worse than getting it and losing it within a few period of time. Again, you have to be specific on your CV. When you have achievements, you have made some achievements in the past, ensure that you put them in numerical values. For example, now, when writing your work history, don't just say that you increased sales. For example, you have to be specific about the numerical value. For example, you are able to increase sales by 70% over a period of 6 months, for example. That's a quantitative way of looking at your achievement. It's better put like that. Instead of just saying that you are able to increase sales. Assuming that you have presented a good CV and you now have the opportunity of meeting with the interviewers, it means that you have been able to achieve the aim of sending in a good CV. So what are the things that you have to do? Because your ultimate goal is to get the job. The ultimate goal is not to see the interviewers, is to get the job. So but before you can get the job, of course you have to meet with the people that will interview you before they will determine whether you merit the job or not. So your ability to advance your career depends on many factors, and most of them have nothing to do with your past job or what they can see on your CV. Your CV has merited you to meet with them. Okay, what is the next thing that you have to do before you can get that job? The study revealed that 60% of employers place an equal or greater value on soft skills such as intangible capabilities related to a candidate's attitude, work ethic, then ability to handle pressure. Aside your past experience, aside the knowledge that you have, they also want to see this. You can see the percentage of employers that place either equal or even greater value on these skills. So it means there are things that you cannot take for granted. Now, you have to build effective relationship. Demonstrate that with the panel of the interviewers. You have to demonstrate that you can build effective relationships. Because most successful people don't become successful just alone. You have to work in collaboration with others to be able to move the company forward. And if you are able to demonstrate that you have that attribute in you, that you can work effectively with people and to deliver, then it means that that can enhance your chance of getting the job. Again, you have to do your homework properly. As you are going for the interview, you have to do your homework properly to make sure that you are able to impress the panel of interviewers, so that you'll be able to convince them that you are the best candidate for that job. Now, an author of a book, the title of the book is The 73 Rules of Influencing the Interview, recommends asking questions and to showcase your knowledge and research skills when you have the opportunity to meet with interviewers. Now, if the company is continuing expanding to another country, for example, if they want to expand the company to have more branches, maybe outside the country or somewhere, of course you must have the information. How do you have the information? Before you go for that company's interview, of course you can just go extra mile browsing the website of that company, so that you can get adequate information about the company and how you can impress them. Because so that when you do that, you know that you have gone extra mile, beyond other students or other job applicants, and that may be able to impress them that you have taken interest in that company's work. Again, you have to provide tangible examples. When you are describing what you have achieved in the past, you should be able to tell them that you have done this, you have done that. It's not just a matter of mentioning that you can do this. A number of people will tell them that you can do that. Maybe you have done something in the past. You can give them examples of what you have done and how you have been able to deliver it. That may impress them and will, enable them to give you the job. At least, given that you have been able to excel above others. Again, after the interview, once you have been able to meet them and you have done your best, don't stop there. You can just go ahead to, of course, after the end of the interview, you need to thank them for giving the opportunity to appear before the panel of interviewers, because it's not only you that applied, and a number of people who are not given that opportunity, so you have to thank them. You can create an impression by them, or when you get home, you can send an email to maybe the Human Resource Department, again expressing your appreciation for granting you that opportunity to meet with them that you have learned in the process. Okay, that may also impress them. In case you have an opportunity that you are requested to submit an application somewhere, to just do all that is possible for you. Make sure that you get that job, because you may not get that opportunity again. That's very important. And one thing, the first step to do towards getting the job is by preparing your CV and submitting it along with the application letter and some other documents. Make sure that everything is properly packaged and sent to them. As we have said earlier, the objective of preparing a very good CV is simply to give you the opportunity to interact with the interviewers. If you don't have that opportunity, of course, there is no way you can get the job. So it means that you need to do it properly so that you will have that aim achieved. And when you have the aim achieved, that is not your ultimate target. Your ultimate target is to get the job. So it means you also need to do more, to do extra work to make sure that you impress the panelists in a manner that the job will be yours. That is your ultimate goal, and that is very, very important for you to do. You never can just waste any job opportunity. Any opportunity you have, make sure that you treat as if you are not going to have any other opportunity again. So this is what I have to tell you as far as how to market yourself with your CV is concerned. Application forms. Nowadays, most application forms are filled online. You just need to upload your supporting documents such as your copies of your certificate, and that's your cover letter. Is simply to tell the employer that of course you need to make reference to the job advert that you are responding to, and to tell them that you are the best candidate for that job. It's also an avenue for you to pour out your intention to the employer. Okay, so in addition to that, you can't be stating your certificate, all your certificate and whatever information, skills and the rest of them, and all be put on the cover letter. You have to put them in the CV. Then you need to write a letter and then attach your CV to it. That is the one that is actually requesting for them that you need this job that you are applying. Because if you just submit your CV, somebody will tell you that he doesn't know why you have submitted your CV. It's a formal way of requesting from the employer that you are interested in that job and that you have attached all the necessary support documents. That's the essence. Maybe someday somebody will come and teach you how to write a cover letter. Okay? Yes.
My question is on the issue of the CV, sir. About the CV, sir. About the year of graduation. spend like 7 years in the school. It's supposed to be, maybe usually supposed to be 5 years course. And maybe due to some challenges, you spend 7 years. And in order to make them to see it that, to notice the challenges, you put 5 years there, sir.
Wow. And so, short cut to it, we have already told you that you must not lie on your CV. If you are going to be given the job, you'll be given. If you actually demonstrate your, if you have the opportunity of meeting the interviewers, and you can demonstrate to them that yes, despite that you have you spent 7 years in the university for a 5-year course, that you are still competent enough, and you could be given the opportunity. That happened like that before. People with third class degree get good job in the oil company. It's something that happened to somebody in our mate. Our set that time. Was able to get a job in a very good place, despite that he had third class. So you don't have to lie on your CV. Just put it as it is. If they have interest in you, they will call you. They will have seen the thing that you are hiding. Okay, they will have seen it, and despite that, they may still want to call you if you have some other things on your CV that will motivate them to call you for the interview. And this is just a way of reminding you that you have to do whatever you need to do here as quickly as possible, and to get out or to graduate in record time. It's very important. We know that society is, like I said the other time, is becoming competitive on daily basis. So naturally, when you see somebody that has overstayed the university before passing out, you know that may not motivate people when you have a number of first class degree holders and the rest of them. I'm not saying that will make them to drop you, but it's something that easily influence the employer to drop you. But whatever the case is, don't lie on it. Just put it as it is. If they show interest, they will still call you, and by then you have nothing to hide. But if you hide something and eventually they come behind you to find out, and it turns out to be a lie, then of course you know you are going to lose that opportunity, and at the same time that will dent your integrity. Okay, so it's better to say the truth. Yes, yeah.
Qualifications like primary school leaving certificate and junior high, is it necessary for them as qualifications?
Well, you usually have a certificate after your DSS 3.
Yes.
You have
no certificate.
No. There is no certificate. If there is no certificate, I don't think there is any need for you to put it there, except you have a certificate to support it. I think I just put secondary education between so year and so year. Okay? And you put the year you graduated on your CV. Yes.
Do you have to write all the professional exams out of your scope of study? Professional exams like marketing, those ones, project management, they compulsory to write exams, the professional exams, like to add it to your CV to make it look good, like is it compulsory?
You have it.
Okay, like out of your scope of study.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's an additional.
Because we have different sections in the particular company. You know, this marketing, it doesn't really matter whether you read engineering or whatever. We have a number of people that read engineering and they end up in the banking industry now. A number of them. So it doesn't really matter whatever experience that you have, put them there. And as long as it's not going to overcrowd the CV, just to make sure that you have it there. It's very important if you have it, whether relevant or not. Okay?
As regards extracurricular activities,
Okay.
one of someone that all these extracurricular activities are having fun, playing football, watching movie, can that still necessitate his chance of getting a funding?
Yes, you have to think the manner that will motivate them to take you, like I have demonstrated here. It's not just to say you play. Of course, you can play football alone. You have to talk about team and probably maybe you had played and you won your team won something. You just present in a manner that you demonstrate that actually you have demonstrated. I mean you have participated in this thing. So anybody can just put it there without having done it before. So when you do that, then it makes it means that you are going extra mile to prove that you have done this thing. It's not just stating it. Okay, that's very important. Okay. Any other question?
No more questions.
No more questions.
All right.
Okay. You are already carrying your bag.